Hey traders, welcome back to this new video. In our last video, we discussed why should we study the supply in the trading methods, right? So in this method, we will discuss how do the banks use this supply and demand trading methods. So from beginning, I'm saying that the markets are ruled by the law of supply and demand. In much the same way, the law of gravity rules our planet. Means prices goes up and down because of the imbalance in the supply and the demand. If the supply is high than the demand, the prices goes down. And if the demand is higher than the supply, obviously the prices goes up. And as said, the markets are dominated by the big investors such as the banks, hedging funds, and the market makers and other financial institutions. So these investors are also affected by some factors which influence their trading decisions, such as the daily news that affects the world economies and economic data about some countries. And when they take their trading decision, they move price strongly and create an imbalance in the supply and demand. The greater the imbalance, the greater the move in the price. How many times have you seen a market retrace back to a level where a recent major move started from? Okay, only to respect that level almost exactly before making another strong moving directional move. Means it happens frequently in the market. Look at this example here. As you can see in this chart, this red candle represents a big sell order. These three red candles says that it represents a big sell order. The selling direction was influenced by the big economic news. So we don't care about news, we only care about the big moves like this. Because this is the footprint of banks and financial institutions. So when the bank takes these sell orders and drops the markets down, it can't liquidate all the quantities. So it leaves some quantities to sell from the same zone here. Okay. The amount of the quantities left in the zone depends on the buyers. So if the bank found a big number of buyers to sell here, it can liquidate all the quantities and nothing will be left in the zone. But in most of the cases, this banks leaves the quantities as limit orders in the same zone they sell from. So the beginning of the big move becomes a very interesting price to sell from, because there are some other orders, limit orders left in this level. So other banks and financial institutions will sell from the same zone when the market pulls back to the supply zone. Okay, because they know that there are some other financial institutions that will sell from the same zone, and this is the easiest way to make money without being in a conflict. Okay, see, we are not using any indicators, we are not using anything, just simply finding out where are the buyers and where are the sellers. So let's see another example. So in this chart we can see a three big green candles, right, that represents a bank buyer order. So this big buy order was influenced, let's say for example, it was influenced by an economical news. So don't bother yourself with trying to analyze economic news and how they will affect the market. We are not a bank trader, right? So we are only a retail traders with a small trading account. So what you have to do is you need to identify the interesting price where banks and financial institutions will buy and sell from. So as you can see, the bank made the first buy order here, and because of lack of buyers, it can't liquidate all the quantities what they have. So what they wanted to place. So it makes another limit order here. So they, once the market comes to this demand zone, they will place another few quantities. So it makes another limit order here. Okay. So this is called as a demand zone. So with this effect, so other banks and the financial institutions will see this zone as an interesting price to buy from, because they already know that there are banks who bought from this level and they still have the limit orders on it. So look at what happened when the market pulls back to test this zone. You can see a rapid move here, right? As you can see, when the market pulls back to this zone, it got rejected because there are some quantities left as a limit orders in this particular demand zone, and other financial institutions will buy from the same zone because it is considered to be a very interesting area to buy, right? And when the market goes up from this zone, other retail traders will join the trend or will join the move. And if you are aware of how banks and financial institutions trade the market, definitely will join this move only, right? And make money by following the big participants in the market. So this is how the supply and demand strategies works, and in the next videos we will learn everything you need to master this strategy and start using it in your trading. Okay, stay tuned.